sun can start and going down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, no, start and going down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, no, no.
Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, Just As TV. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about the Bold and the Bougie episode 5. Okay, so I'm kind of sort of glad that I watched this episode. And the reason why I say I'm glad that I watched this episode is because I feel like this is where Carlos King should have started. I think this episode was a great episode. It was a kind of, this episode was an introductory to who the ladies are. And I think he should have started here. Even though this is episode 5, I feel like he should have started at episode 5. It wasn't too much mess. We kind of get to know them, know their personalities, know what they got going on in their lives as far as business, whatever the case may be is, and then you could segue into the mess. I feel like starting with the mess was a bit too much, and I think he did it for shock value because I feel like he wanted people to watch the show before he got here, but I feel like he should have started here. This is a more comfortable place for me personally, than I think anything else. But this episode started off with Goche telling Tamika to apologize for the text. So she pretty much started off telling Tamika to apologize for the text because the text was a little bit misleading, and the information was misleading because they didn't talk about her place being ghetto, her party being ghetto, her, she was talking about, was it ghetto for her to bring the food to another place, bringing a takeout plate to another place to eat and stuff like that. So it was a little bit misleading, which I agree because the information was incorrect. So I feel like she should apologize for that portion of it, but they were saying other stuff as they were walking out. So those things that I felt like those things should have been addressed. And a lot of the other stuff that she said in the text was true about how they conduct themselves, being women of a particular age, and then being friends and how to conduct themselves in a friendly manner. I think those things were true, but I think the comment about the ghetto should have been apologized for, right? Tamika tells the ladies that she's trying to do a feed the people. She likes to give back, and she wants to do a feed the people for the Kyle's Foundation, and I think that's great. I like philanthropy. I like people who do philanthropic things for the community, for the people, to give back and stuff like that. Even though it's a tax write-off, it is what it is. But I just feel like giving back to the community, to the people, is what you should do. They discussed Christel having a divorce party, and it's kind of like a let things go party, which I think more women should have divorce parties. I love the concept. I love the idea. I know a lot of people are celebrating it, but I feel like more women should have divorce parties because it's a chapter closing in your life, and it should be celebrated. And I mean, I just feel like that's how it should feel. Some people feel like there's not something that you should celebrate, but I feel like it's something that you should celebrate. But it's, to each is own. It's whatever. So we cut to a scene with Goche. She's meeting her stylist. No, not Goche. Princess is meeting with her stylist specialist for the Dilla show that she's planning on doing. And I really like her idea that she was talking about how she wants to display, the younger and older version of different outfits so that people could have certain ideas of how to dress up things and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people tend to, when you grow up in a certain era, you carry that era through your life of the style of dressing. If you grow up in that style, you carry that through your life. And I feel like people can rock the same outfit different ways, and I like that to be displayed. It gives people ideas, because some people don't have they can't see an outfit. For me, when I see a piece that I like, I envision an outfit in my head, but that's just how I am. I kind of like envision an outfit or how it would look, and then I go based on that, like how it would look, and trying to pick up those pieces according to how it would look, and then I have to get the whole outfit because of what I visualized in my head. But that's just me. And I feel like some people don't do that. Some people don't know how to do that. Some people just see a piece that they like and they don't know how to present it with like how they would put it together with other pieces. And I feel like if you give people that option, that idea, it'll work, right? And then we start to see these messages flash across the screen about Christel having a relationship with Safari, or they dating. But a few episodes ago, she said she was dating a basketball player. And now she's telling her friend, that guy, what's his name? Whatever that guy's name is. I can't think of it right now. Whatever his name is. She's telling him that she's single. And I'm trying to figure out, like, which one is it? You single, or you dating, or you kind of like keeping your options open, or you not putting your putting all your eggs in one basket. It's okay for women to date around. If you are not in a committed relationship, it's okay for women to date around. I don't understand why people feel like that is a foreign concept. It's okay for you to date around. It's okay for you to date multiple partners. And just because you're dating multiple partners don't mean that you're sleeping with multiple partners. People kind of fail to understand that concept. Yes, you can date around. You don't necessarily have to sleep with multiple partners to be dating around. And even if you are sleeping with multiple partners, it's so what? That's your prerogative. Like, you can do what you want to do. But people feel like when they say they dating around, it means like they're sleeping around, and it's not the same. The two don't equate. You can date around with multiple people. You don't necessarily have to be sleeping with multiple people. So it's okay for her to say that she's dating multiple people, because then later on, she's like, oh, you'll never know who I'm dating, and I might want to date here, and I might want to date there. Okay, but then say you're dating, honey, but don't say that you're single, and don't say, oh, we're not going to address this, we're not going to talk about that. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? If you see that Safari got a big peen and you want to take a piece of that peen and see what he working with, then it's okay. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. But let's not have the conversation talking about, oh, we're not going to bring up his name, we're not going to discuss it, we're not going to talk about it. Huh? Why are you here then? Why are you here? Why are you here? Because I don't really see you showcasing much of anything else. But it's okay. Yeah. We see Christel, that's the guy's name, Shad. So we see Christel meeting with her, that in the same conversation, she's meeting with her trainer to work out, and with the guy Shad. They work out a little bit, but then they discuss Dr. Princess and what happened at the party. And we found out, okay, I got a few questions before I continue. Why is homeboy dressed like that to go work out? Like, why that thing is like a hunting. You wear that stuff when you go hunting. Like that thing that he had on his head, covering his ears and all that stuff. You wear that stuff when you go hunting. I feel like he's just a weird character. And why do we have to keep seeing him? Because he's weird to me. I don't know. It might be just me, but I just wanted to know why he was dressed like that. I don't know. So then we find out that she has trust issues because, of her upbringing. She said her mom gave birth to her when she was in prison, and she got bounced around to a couple of foster homes. She was in a couple of foster homes, and she was having a fight. She would wake up and girls was cutting her, cut her hair, like all kind of stuff. So she was always kind of fighting. So she never trusted women or trusted people. So that's what kind of contributes to her attitude and the way she approaches that group, which is understandable. And it's a given when you have that kind of upbringing, because it's totally given me. I had to fight my mama. I had to fight my brother. I had to fight my daddy. Child, if you get it, you get it. If you know, you don't know. Color purple. Anyway, so, I understand where she coming from with that, because you really got to stay on your tippy toes if you were raised in a foster care type setting, and she want to change. So I understand. And as you can see, that's where now I'm understanding from the previous episodes and my previous reviews. I understand the struggle that she's dealing with. And, because I told you out before that she kind of like goes back and forth. I get it. I'm understanding her plight a little bit better now, Yeah, so we catch up with Malaysia and her sisters at a photo shoot, because Malaysia is doing a photo shoot for her clothing company. And she also has a hair company, which I know I said in another video about her children that she needs to focus on, like her business and stuff. And I had already known that Malaysia has businesses, so forgive me if it was implied that she doesn't. I already knew that she had businesses previously. But I just feel like you've been making it work. Just focus on that and keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing. We also meet Kenny, who is Malaysia's new boo. And she was, they like on and off again. She was dating him before. They kind of like broke up. And then now she's dating him again, which, I mean, is okay. Everybody, I'm glad that she's dating. They look happy. She's all blushing and cute and stuff like that, like kidsy, girly. That when they say like, oh, women are too masculine, Malaysia has been a single mom for 9 years, right? She's raising 3 boys, and you know, we have to put on both hats when we are single moms. And they say, oh, you can't be women are too masculine, but women show up feminine in front of men. And you could see that with Malaysia. She is like a little kid when she's around Kenny, and that right there tells you that women are feminine and become feminine when they're around men, and they sense that there's a man, like a real man, not just the physical presence of a man, but everything about a man is in the room. They become soft, they become feminine, and it's possible, but you have to be a man in order for them to become feminine. And you can see that in Malaysia, how she just becomes giddy and girly and playful, and she just blushing. And I like it. I like that for her. I'm happy for her. I like that for them. I'm I like that for her. I just like that for her. I like that they seem happy, and I want that to. I want it to stay that way. I want it to stay that way. So good for her. Good for her. So we see Princess at home cooking. She cooking some good looking food. That food looked great. And I was like, just girl, throw it down. But I'm getting a vibe from her husband. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all getting the same vibe. I'm not 100% sure. I'm really getting this how you doing vibe from her husband. And I don't know why I keep getting that vibe from him every time he pops up on the screen. That's the vibe I get from him. Drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all getting the same vibe. I'm not 100% sure. But just drop down in the vibe, because that's the vibe I'm getting. That how you doing vibe from him. That's how I feel. And I seen it. The last episode they showed it, and this episode even more, especially when he opened his mouth. Just pay attention. I don't know. So she gets a call from the Dillard stylist, and Miss Dillard wants her to present her personal collection in the show, which I think is amazing, because I know when she had the conversation before, she said that's what she's shooting for, and I like that. For her to get her stuff out, and that's what she wanted. I like that for her. So that means that she's doing something right, and I like that. Princess having a conversation about the friendiversary, and he tells her she needs to stand up for herself. That's her husband. But he also told her not to allow people below her pay grade to walk all over her. What does pay grade have to do with her allowing, taking a stance and allowing people to walk all over her? I don't understand what that means, sir. Just because just because she's a boss and she's making more than other people that doesn't mean anything differently than how you should take a stance for your how you should take a stance for your boundaries, and allowing people to walk all over you and be a little bit more assertive. I think that's what Princess is missing. She's missing that assertiveness in it. She has that baby voice. She talks like a baby. She sounds like an airhead sometimes, and the assertiveness is missing. So what does pay grade have to do with assertiveness? I think that was really poor advice, or maybe it was worded poorly. I don't know, but I just want to know what that meant. Don't allow people below your pay grade. I don't understand that. That kind of reminds me of that T.I. Waffle House comment. The people below you. That's classist, and I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So maybe somebody could go in the comments and break it down to me. I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like that's a classist statement to make. So Malaysia meets up with Dr. Princess, and they discuss Malaysia possibly doing a hair show, kind of sort of like the Bronner Brothers hair show that they do because of her hairline. And I feel like that would be great. Branch out, do your thing. Everybody needs to expand and explore. They discussed the Christel situation. So Princess pretty much assesses the situation with Malaysia. They talk through it. And in the discussion, she felt like Christel was offended by the VIP comment, which I feel like that's true because she did make a comment about that. But I understood why she made the VIP comment. I discussed in my last video. If you say you're going to a VIP, then I thought y'all would be in a separate section as well. So I understood her comment. But she understood that Christel got offended by that, and she wants to do a do-over and possibly have a conversation. Malaysia is open to fixing it, and I love it for them. I think it's good. I think they, I like the way they can discuss stuff and have clear outcomes and take accountability for the things, it makes sense. So then they discussed the divorce party, Christel's divorce party, and Dr. Princess lets us know that she wants to divorce her butt implants, which I feel like a lot of people need to divorce them, child, not just you. A lot of people need to divorce them. Just go with your natural boom. Go with your natural boom, and let's work that out that way. Yeah, I'm happy for her. I think she should. Even though it doesn't look as bad, but if she slims it down, she have a nice looking shape. We meet Goche at the breakfast bar. That's her restaurant in Atlanta, and Malaysia shows up. She wants Christel and Dr. Princess to have a conversation. So Christel comes in. Christel shows up on ready, and you can see it in the confessionals. And as I said before, that it's like sometimes you come with the energy, and I don't think it's necessary sometimes, but you do come with the energy. But what I don't like about these ladies is they listen to respond when they having conversations with one another. And you can see it through the conversation, the conversation that she's having with Dr. Princess. They listen to respond because they're not even giving each other a chance to finish their thought. They just kind of like responding to get their words out. And I feel like if you're going to have a grown-up conversation, listen, understand, and then respond. Dr. Princess shows up, and she took the lead and told Christel how she felt about the situation. And, sometimes, and I mean, I like that for them. Well, sometimes they have a really good conflict resolution conversations, but then at other times it gets nowhere. But I like, I like that they are grown enough to have the conversation, even if they have to go back and assess and reflect, but they grown enough to initiate the conversation, and then they come with apologies first. They don't come with excuses. So I get that, and I like that for them. It shows that they're trying. Christel also took responsibility for her actions, and like I told y'all before, I see both sides of Christel, because in a confessional she popping one crap, but in person, it seems like she's open and receptive to conflict resolution. But I can't tell what's going on with her, because the editing is not that great to where they cut up these conversations, and I can't really put my finger on what's really their thought, their mindset. So they apologize, but Christel called Dr. Heavenly Child, Dr. Princess, an opportunist in the confessionals. And I'm just like, I think that lady makes more money than you. So I don't think she's an opportunist. I don't think we get to know fully yet how much Dr. Christel has, but I could tell she got a lot going on. And if they call her Dr. Princess, then she is a doctor, like with a PhD in stuff. And she already says she does cosmetic stuff. So she's a doctor. So she already is ahead of you. I don't understand how she's an opportunist, but in your head, I'm assuming so. We'll see. We'll see. But I want you guys to pay attention to the energy that Goche brings to the table and Dr. Princess. It's a very different energy that we see when she encounters Tamika. It's more calm. with the other girls than it is with Tamika. She's a little bit more intense with Tamika from the beginning. Like anytime she's coming around Tamika, you could see the intensity already before she even gets to Tamika. So that's what I was trying to point out to y'all. But if you see this interaction right here with her and Dr. Princess was a little softer, a little calmer, even though she said, oh, I didn't, because she starts off with, I know we was at the other party together, but I was a little turned up, so I don't remember. Even that statement alone right there lets you know that she's still open and receptive, whereas she's a lot more closed off with Tamika. And we're going to see that in the next episode. We're going to see that in the next episode. But anyway, we find out that Dr. Princess owns the King of Diamonds. And Christel right off the back says, oh, you work there? And I'm just like, the shade. The shade. But, I mean, it is what it is. So she's like, no, she's the owner. And I'm just like, okay. Here we go. And this is how you know that their apology conversation is not going to last too long, because they're going to continue to take shots at one another throughout. I could tell. So we see Tamika at her Kyle's World Feed the People event. And the ladies start showing up, Malaysia, Princess, Goche. Goche even came out to support, which I appreciate. Everybody is a good supporter of philanthropic work, which I appreciate because it shows a lot of character. So not only is Tamika doing feed the people with food, she's also doing a clothing giveaway, shoes and all the toiletries and all of that stuff, which is great because a lot of homeless people don't have those things. So I like that. They get to talking, and Goche calls Princess number 1 slow and blonde because she was a little bit slow to pick up on the conversation, what she was saying. And they have a few words because Princess number 1 is like, oh, I'm rich and I'm successful and I'm this and that, and that goes back to the comment that her husband told her about the people who are below her pay grade. So I'm assuming that she's trying to let Goche know that she is below her pay grade. It is what it is. Goche leaves because she claims that it was a joke and she took it too much, saying she was slow to understand the conversation. But I'm like, you didn't say that. You said she was slow and blonde, and those are perceived as being dumb. I'm going to just call a thing a thing. When you say people are slow, that means they're dumb. When you say people are being blonde, that means they're saying dumb things. So come on, Goche. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. Every episode, I'm hoping we get a different Goche, but you still show up the same every episode. She said she was joking about the slow comment, and I don't think she was. Princess, and I just want to point out, Princess is slow. She is. Princess number 1, she is. In the confessionals, the things that she says, you could tell she has this little La La Land world going on in her head about who she is. She feels like she's a little princess in her head. You could see it playing out in the episodes. And Goche didn't mean it as a joke. She meant it seriously. She did. And then the episode goes off because Goche is leaving and she's upset because she got called out. And it is what it is. And I guess we'll revisit it next episode. I'm going to continue to watch because this episode was a good episode. Even though they didn't have action and stuff going on in it, I felt like we got to know the ladies better. And we got to see them on a different a different playing field. Not so catty, even though they still catty, but not so much. We got a little bit more insight into who they are as individuals. So you guys, thanks for you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.